Hello everybody and welcome back to the Total Gaming Network and CS Nation look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the game's competitive multiplayer, Spec Ops mode, and the new survival mode. I use the term new for survival mode quite loosely as it is essentially nothing we haven't all seen before in other games, perhaps even as a rebranded zombie mode, but without the zombies, from a certain game in a certain series that may or may not have come before Modern Warfare 3. It rhymes with World at Bar and Sack Shops. Yeah, you get the idea. But that is besides the point for the moment. If you missed the first part of our review that focuses on the game's tired and formulaic single player, the link to that is in the description, or you can probably click on a handy link that is showing up on the screen right now. The competitive multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3 has been given a significant overhaul that really propels the game into the stratosphere of unique gameplay, vast Battlefield-esque environments, and innovation that breaks the FPS mode in every conceivable way. I had you going there for a second, didn't I? Probably not. But in fact, you probably already have a great idea just as to what the competitive multiplayer is all about. Outfit your player with custom tags, emblems, weapon loadouts, perks, and point streaks. Select a playlist and then go to town in a number of cramped, tiny, almost microscopic in scale sized maps, either killing each other or carrying out map objectives. Do good enough and call in your spam machines of death to drop bombs or mow people down, rinse and repeat. Do good for long periods of time and you get to rank up and unlock new weapons, attachments, grenades, devices, etc. Seriously, you know the drill by now, and if you don't, then where have you been for the past 6 years of relative stagnation from this series? New this year, however, is the rebranding of kill streaks as point streaks. In addition to having kills as a means to earn the next in your point streak, of which there are 3 different packages: Assault, Support, and Specialist. The Assault package is the same as the old kill streak package from Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, and provides the players with offensive measures such as attack helicopters and Predator missiles. Support lets you call in UAV and turrets. The points earned in the Support package do not go away if you're killed, but do stack up over time. Finally, the Specialist package allows the player to choose their perk after every second consecutive kill, meaning that at 8 kills, all perks are available to the Specialist player but will disappear after dying. A mainstay of the series, the ability to unlock weapons returns with a small twist. Weapons will now level up alongside the player, which in turn allows you to unlock more attachments and abilities to use while using that particular weapon. Quickscoping is now also back, much to the delight of players who love to exploit that particular feature. Dolphin diving has been removed and a few new game modes were indeed added, including Kill Confirmed, where you must collect dropped dog tags from someone you kill, and Team Defender, where 2 teams try to capture a flag that is dropped by the first person to die during the start of a match. Good news guys, a server browser is indeed included in Modern Warfare 3. Yay! However, it only works in non-ranked matches. Boo. Ranked matches still rely on peer-to-peer matchmaking, as was the case with Modern Warfare 2. Yes, expect to see the screen wherein you're searching for a new host from time to time. Other than these slightly new additions, multiplayer is still the same as ever. There are already a few go-to loadouts, namely akimbo SMGs that just seem to destroy most everything in their path. The maps are tiny, very tiny compared to previous entries in the series. I'm not sure why they decided to make them as small as they are, perhaps to have more focus in constant battles, who knows. Oftentimes, if you're just a casual player of the game or new to the series, you'll end up spending most of the rounds dead and respawning, only to be mowed down a few seconds after respawning. Frankly, I really do not enjoy the competitive multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3. Same complaints I had about Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer return, albeit magnified to a certain degree due to the small size of the maps. There is a lot of spam going on from both grenades, bombs falling from the sky, helicopters raining down death from above, and planes flying overhead. It's just a mess. It's hardly enjoyable and does nothing to move the genre in any direction other than backwards. I'm sure the console crowd will love it, if for no other reason than the game feels catered to the small groups of players in most every way, even offering just bite-sized pieces of entertainment for a round or two that move at a pace far quicker than rounds in Battlefield 3. But with there being plenty of other and better alternatives out there, I don't see why they would, aside from having to have the latest game just to play with their friends and be part of the Me Too crowd. PC gamers get the biggest shaft of all due to the lack of server browser and hosted servers for ranked matches, a feature that has been the standard for competitive multiplayer games on the PC for years now. A feature, mind you, that Treyarch seems quite content with having in all of their Call of Duty releases, but not the ones from Infinity Ward. Call of Duty Elite, Activision's social networking service for the game that incorporates lifetime statistics for the player and offers up a $50 per year subscription that covers the cost of future downloadable content, prize giveaways, and more, is dead in the water for PC players. It works, or it's somewhat working now for the console players, but as of the time of this video, there is no sign of it being available in any form for the PC community. It's honestly a bit of a joke at this point that in all this time, all of the companies involved in Modern Warfare 3 couldn't figure out how to get a system in place that could be used by all players of the game from whichever platform they play the game on. After the huge debacle with IW.net's usage in Modern Warfare 2, this is just another huge slap in the face to the PC community from Infinity Ward, Activision, and Beachhead Studios. The cooperative multiplayer modes in Modern Warfare 3 are at least a small breath of fresh air. Survival mode is a lot like the Nazi zombie mode from World at War and Black Ops. Players face wave after wave of enemies with brief periods of downtime between rounds to purchase new weapons or upgrades. It differs from the zombie mode in that the enemies are gun-wielding bad guys that spawn at strategic places relative to your current position on the map. Each wave gets progressively more difficult than the last, and the ultimate goal is to see how long you can last while racking up the kills. It does feature its own ranking and progression system, which is separate from the competitive multiplayer mode. Special Ops mode returns from its debut in Modern Warfare 2. Spread across a number of unique scenarios taking place in locations found from the game's single-player campaign, it's up to you and a buddy to make it through these challenges by either beating time limits or meeting certain conditions without dying. This mode, along with the survival mode, can be played either with a buddy or flying solo. The scenarios in Spec Ops are certainly varied enough and actually provide as much gameplay content as going through the game's single-player campaign. Some mission types have you playing as a juggernaut as you move from point to point, fighting off enemies and collecting toxic samples. Another mission is a simple target practice area where it's just you against the clock. The missions do get progressively more difficult the further down the list you go, and each has 3 separate difficulties, the hardest of which provides the most stars as a reward, stars being a means for bragging rights. To be quite honest with you, the competitive multiplayer is an absolute joke when there are so many better alternatives out there. The gameplay has remained largely unchanged for the past few entries in the series, especially when compared to Modern Warfare 2. The only positives in the multiplayer come from 2 modes, Spec Ops and Survival Mode, and even those are just carryovers or rebranded modes from previous entries in the series. For as lacking as the single-player campaign was, the multiplayer is just as lacking, earning nothing more than a 4 or 5 on a scale of 10. Once more, this has been Zips with Total Gaming Network and CS Nation. As always, we'll catch you next time.